few weeks ago, I reviewed this laser welding gun, which I'd seen on an advert on YouTube, which didn't go so well. Most of you weren't particularly convinced. I don't know why. But would you believe, within a week of that video going out, up pops another advert on YouTube showing me these super duper drill bits that basically drill through anything quicker than any drill bit you've ever seen before. So I thought, I'm going to have some of those. They've just turned up. So today I'm going to put these new high-tech drill bits through their paces to show you how you can drill if you pay £28 for 7 drill bits like I have. Turned up in a bag. So for those of you that haven't seen the advert that I've been bombarded with on YouTube over the last number of weeks, I'm going to play a little bit of it to show you what the drill looks like, but more importantly, to show you what it claims that it can drill through and the speed that it can do it. You'll be impressed with this. We start with a big block of steel, which apparently is 60mm thick, and they claim that it goes through it in just 5 seconds, would you believe? Now that is really good going. The end of the drill bit is not like anything you've ever seen before. It's got sort of 4 serrated sections to it that goes through anything like concrete and anything hard at all, like ceramics or glass or anything that normal drills sort of struggle with. Now, if we just stop it here, this is obviously the casing to some sort of motor. It's a machined face of a casing. Now, this is really hard, and I know this video has been sped up, but even so, this looks like it drills and makes fine iron filings and gets through it really quickly. Let's have a look at this. There you go. And it claims that it doesn't go blunt. So as opposed to other drill bits that wear out and you have to replace, this one just keeps going and going, which is pretty good going if it actually works. So let's put it through its paces. I've got some various different materials, including steel and concrete, because if it does anything like it shows in the videos, this is going to be absolutely stunning. So this is what turned up in the post, just like a jiffy bag with a few drill bits in it of various sizes. A bit of a shame because it's always handy to have drill bits in a box or some sort of container. So if you want a certain size, you can see how many millimeters, what diameter it is, and pick the right one out. When you've got just a handful like this, you can never really tell which one is which. It just takes longer. And I think the 7 drill bits here, if I remember from the website, is 3mm, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So let's just take them out of this bag. So there we go, with these sort of fluted edges on the top. There's a real diddly one there. Really, that must be the 3mm one. But just as I start looking at it, to me, I don't know if you can see that, that looks a little bit like it's bent already. Let's just put it in a drill. I'll be able to tell, because it doesn't look very straight to me. Okay, so that's not particularly straight, which isn't a very good start. These other ones are fairly chunky with these serrated edges on the top. I'm not quite sure what this yellowy bit is on this one. This one's clean. This one's got a bit of yellow on, which is a bit strange. And they're sort of a shape that I've never seen before. They sort of remind me a little bit of those drill bits you can buy to cut through glass, but that's normally just like a flat head. This one has got 2 of those, like 4 sections rather than 2, and is serrated as well. So let's start drilling into something, and let's start with something pretty standard, which is concrete. I've got a pretty hard concrete block here that is pretty dense and pretty solid, but if these can do what they say they can, should be able to drill into that. Here we go. Well, it started pretty well. It slowed down a little bit. I'm not using a hammer action, but then on the video they didn't use a hammer action, so that's, I think I'm just going to copy the video. Let's just try another one. No, okay. Fair. Whoops. I was going to say it was all going well, but hang on a second. It's just lost its tip. The whole tip has just come off. That did look like that just now. So this whole pointy bit at the front has just come off. Some of the flutes around the edge are still there, but I reckon the front 5mm has totally come away. Okay, so that's not a good start. That drill bit is what I would call knackered. So I'm going to put that to one side. So I'm just going to change the bit. I'm going to change it for a smaller bit, just to give it half a chance. Whoop! Okay. That didn't work very well. That wasn't maybe such a good test, and it's just shattered the glass. Or maybe I was just pushing too much. Let's put that to one side and try something that we all need to drill through quite often, which is a nice piece of ceramic tile. So let's try this instead. That is, wow. That is a complete success. I wasn't expecting that. I've never drilled through a tile so quickly. Wow, let's just try that again. I'm hardly going to put any pressure on it at all. And I think we might have just found its good points. Oh, there you go. Wow. So, looking at that, actually, I've got a bigger tile. Let's try that. So this is a big old floor tile, which I've salvaged from the bathroom job. Let's see how it deals with this. I'm just going to put one in the corner here. Whoosh. That works really well. I think this is starting to blunt down though. Yeah, this is a lot smaller than it started off as. Let's just do another hole just to prove that it can do a few. That is now really hot. That worked really well on tile, but I would suggest if you're using it on tile to use some water as a coolant in some way. Maybe just put a little reservoir around there so you've got a little blob of water. So this is actually sitting in water, and that will add to the longevity. Having said that, that worked really well. So on tiles, if I was putting something in the shower, like a fix-in for a shower head, I'll definitely use that. But that drill is just about knackered now. So there's another one that's seen its maker. Right, let's get on to the main event. Steel. So if it can drill through 60mm of steel in 5 seconds like the advert tells us, then it shouldn't have any problem in getting through this 8 to 10mm of the flange of this beam. Now this is mild steel, which is the type of steel used for sort of 99% of all construction. Steel in buildings, in bridges, on roads. It's easy to form. It's not as strong as high tensile steel. It hasn't got as much carbon in it, but it's still pretty hard. You know, it's still, you know, to get through a steel beam like this, you've still got to have some patience. Now, I would normally do this really slow, put a lot of force into it and do it really slow. But that's not what the advert said. The advert said this can go in really fast, so we might as well give it a try, mightn't we? And for this, I think this is the 10mm drill bit. So let's see how this goes. So 60mm in 5 seconds, eh? Yeah, I sort of doubt it. Ready? 3. Jesus. Whoosh. That has hardly made a dent. That's not cutting at all. No, so that's just not even touching it. I don't know what sort of steel they were using in the advert. Probably some sort of fake steel, but this does not even scratch the surface of this steel beam. It's going absolutely nowhere. Let me just show you what I would normally use. So this is my go-to HSS type bit, which is the Bosch Pointec. And I've used this for, I think, nearly everything I've done in steel over the years, and these just work really well, as long as you don't overheat them and wear them out. So there you go. That, I think, personally, can only be done with a decent drill bit. And as I said, the ones that I use, and I'm not advertising them, but they do work, is Bosch TQ, which you'll find all over the place. If it's not Bosch, you need something half decent. And there's no way you're going to get it through there like within a couple of seconds. And that's only 8 or 10 mil. It's just mad. So I hope that has helped show you the quality of these drill bits. The one positive thing, that's funny, look, it's got no head left on that one at all. The one positive thing I'd say about these is they drilled really well through ceramic tiles. Probably the best that I've ever had. Best drill bit for drilling through tiles that I've ever had. However, for 28 quid for 7 drill bits, that's an expensive hole in a ceramic tile. Unfortunately, that's the only other positive that I can actually find at the moment. They're useless on concrete. They just wear down and you lose your head very quickly. And on steel, well, I didn't even touch steel at all. And I probably could have got quicker through with if I'd done a pilot hole, but the video and the advert didn't have pilot holes, so I struggled anyway. It took me about 2 to 3 minutes to get through that. But no way, there's no way that these were ever going to touch that steel. So they will be resigned to my bin. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will see you next time.